Well, there's also another cool city on the African continent where awesome things are happening, all thanks to Harvard, one of the most well-known and renowned educational institutions in the world, boasting an illustrious alumni, the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Barack Obama. And now the Harvard Center for African Studies is opening its very first offices on African soil. And guess where it's all happening? Kotos.
Harvard University's Center for African Studies aims to broaden awareness of Africa and its opportunities. The opening of their first African office in South Africa anchors their commitment to the continent with a physical presence.
The mission of the Harvard University Center for African Studies is to make African knowledge, African perspectives, and African experiences better known throughout the continent and the international community. Our objective is really to create a place where people from all parts of the world can come and learn not only from one another, but with one another to create the 21st century that we want to see. Many people have asked why we've chosen to open a center at this point in time, and I think the reality is that it's been a long time in coming. We believe that the 21st century really is Africa's. It is a young continent, it is a dynamic continent, it is a continent with so much innovation. We felt it was time that we really had a physical presence here to be able to engage in new ways. Many people have also asked, well, why South Africa? From a practical standpoint, of the 3,000 alumni who currently live and work in Africa, over 1/3, over 1,000 live and work here in South Africa. So as a starting point, it made sense to begin from here. I think the truth is Joburg is also a very dynamic African city with people from all over the continent who have come to work, to study, to live here. And so it's a great jump-off point to begin to engage people in other parts of the continent as well.
The Cross-Disciplinary Research Center is aimed at building a new platform for African and Africanist academic exchange.
The importance of the Harvard Center for African Studies launching this Africa office in Johannesburg is to underscore Harvard's commitment to Africa by being physically present on the continent. For the 21st century to be Africa's, we will have to privilege knowledge. And there is no more distinguished brand in terms of higher education than Harvard. It is an asset for Harvard to have a distinguished program in African studies. It is an asset for Africa to have at Harvard a center that flies the flag of Africa.
There are remarkable things happening all across the African continent right now. We want to better understand what those things are, look at how we can support them, because again, we firmly believe at the Center for African Studies that the 21st century is Africa's, and that Africans all over the continent are making that aspiration a reality, and we want to partner with them in that. My vision for the future of Africa is a place in which everyone has the opportunity to fulfill their full potential. It's a place where we can disagree respectfully, where we can have dynamic conversations, where we're not seen as static, but we recognize the ways that we are evolving. We recognize the gifts that we have given to the world and that the world has given to us, where we have truly mutual beneficial relationships, not only within the continent and within our communities, but within the global community at large.
With more than 3,000 Harvard alumni in Africa and a new hub to act as a cross-pollinator of ideas, who knows, we might see the next global thought leader emerging from Africa.